Hello, I am Kiatrik. I am a trainer for making games with Construct 2. I am a moderator on Skara.com forums. I'm an indie game maker and game designer enthusiast. I'm making this video tutorial today for Envato gamedev Tuts Plus. I've made a little bit of modifications to the level 2. Once again, I'm not trying to show anything on the game design aspect, but more on the technical side. So level 2 is really only but a transition level, and it will allow me to test quicker normally. So I will just get from the level 2, we get 3 pickups and go directly to the next level. And the next level I will add right now, so I will duplicate from the level 1, I will name level 3. I will move down a notch. Make sure to attach the correct event sheet, still ES mechanics. So level 2, we can go level 3. Okay. Make sure hide this, and actually in that level we won't really need the end level, so I will put it right there. I will maybe spawn a bit of enemies, and that will be about it. What will be really interesting for me in that level is that I'm going to make a new type of enemy, which will be the boss. So I will need to add new elements. So in action, let's add sprites, and let's add the boss. And I will take the ring, so this I will call boss cycle, and I will add another sprite, which will be the head sequence right here. So actually I will need to import frames, open, okay, and also I will want to make it so that the zone I need to eat is that little red stuff right there. So I will modify my collision polygon, and we'll also, by double clicking, add more points, up to 8 maximum. After, it might be a bit too much on resources, but it allows us, well, let's even keep it closer to the center, and by using the delete key you can delete image points from the collision polygon right there, and apply to whole animation. It's okay. And this is the boss. I will also need to add yet another sprite from GFX Final, Cycle Gray. Here it is, and it will be 28 by 128. Here it is. This object will be invisible, and it will have some behaviors. I will add the pin behavior and the rotate behavior. Here it is. Our boss will need a few of his own. He will need a bullet. He will need 3 signs, 1, 2, and 3. He needs the flash also. The cycle right there will need a few of his own. He will need a fade, he will need a pin, and he will need a rotate. Here it is. Here, let's modify the rotate speed to -65. The fade is not activated by default, and the fade out time will be 4.5. Then the boss speed will set as 0 by default. It won't set the angle. Then the sign are not activated. Horizontal sign, I will take a period of 12, 15, it's okay. Once again, it's stuff that you will be yourself able to modify and tweak and just see what feels the best. Vertical, and there I want to modify the angle in sign, period 25 by magnitude of 25. And this one there I will name boss offense with an S, and I will put to speed of 45. And there are a few more things I need to do by adding image points. Right now I'm adding an image point up there, and, another one up there, another one up there, and a final one right there. Yeah, about it. I will also need to add some image points in the cycle. Let's start there, and there, 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 and finally there. Okay. Those image points I will use, and actually I need to add one more sprite. The boss is composed by quite a lot of images and sprites, but it's pretty interesting. And here we go with the hatch sequence. Import frames. From the hatch sequence F1 to F4. And it will be hatch. I will add an behavior, so destroy outside of layout, and also I will need a pin. That's about it for the settings. I think we are pretty okay. I will need one last object, sprites, that I can make really quickly. And it's a boss spawn. Fine. And so now it will happen in the ES mechanics. Add an event, and pretty much like we did with the end level, we want boss spawn is on screen. Also, obviously, we will have to put this as invisible, right? Go back to mechanics. Boss spawn is on screen. And right away it means I'm changing the value of the game state, and 2, 3. So now I'm in boss mode. It's the moment I'm activating my boss. I will add an instance variable to this gentleman and see if it's activated, or rather active, and change it to Boolean. It's false by default, and once I'm there I want to activate it, so set Boolean active to true. I will also set the position of the boss cycle to the boss according to the image 0. It's okay, and I will pin the boss cycle on the boss, and I will pin it to position only because I want it to be able to rotate differently from the boss itself. I'm destroying the boss spawn because I don't want those actions to happen again, and I'm going to the boss offense. I'm setting the position to the boss. No, not to boss offense, but to boss. Okay. I'm pinning it, and very much in the same way, position only. I don't want the angle of the boss to influence the angle of the boss offense. I modify a few values, so set speed to 65. I also want to change the angle of motion to 180. So it will be going left, and there I will be adding a sub-event which will be a for loop. I will name hatch nb for number. I will start from 1 and I will go up to boss cycle dot image point count. Alright, and for each image point I will be creating an object hatch on the layer action, and on boss cycle dot image point x loop index hatch nb. Copy, paste, and change y. And each hatch will have to be pinned to the object boss cycle in position and angle. This time I don't mind. To finalize the initialization, I will need to add one more element on this very layer, layout actually, and in the layer GUI, and actually hiding there. Alright, I will add a new background, tiled background object that will come from up there, and green 16. Alright, so it will only be a 16. Here it is, and it will be at the bottom of the screen, and this will be actually the boss life bar, and it will be invisible by default, and in right there I will make it visible. And so add a comment, boss initialization, but actually after we'll check for the game state, and when it's equal to 3 it's actually the boss fight. And sub-event, If the boss X is less or equal scroll X plus 400 minus 320. These are fixed values I have just found by trial and error, and that felt just were good. The boss will come from the right of the screen, will move to the left, and from the moment it will have reached this particular X position, we will disable the bullet movements, so it will only move thanks to the sign's behavior it's having, but it won't move anymore on the left thanks to the bullet. The bullet is just there to bring the boss a bit quicker. And so add a comment, bring the boss to the middle of the screen, and then after we will have to check if the boss is active, which it should be, but it's always better to be sure. So boss is active, and actually we will right there make it so that the boss live bar width is equal to boss, and there I haven't done it yet, so let's add the boss HP. $512, and there make it so that boss live bar set with to boss.hp. So this way my bar is by default 512 and my boss HP is also 512. And as a sub event I will make an every 0.75 seconds, and I will make also condition a for loop, which I will name boss extern shoot. It goes from 1 to boss.cycle, no, but boss cycle dot image point count. I will add there a hatch. Start animation from the beginning. So I will replay the animation of the hatch every 0.75 seconds. And I will also make it so that every image point is creating a bullet enemy object on the layer action at boss cycle dot image point x that loop index open boss extern shoot, copy, paste, and change y. Loop index, okay. Lopo index. Okay, fine. Bullet enemy. Set speed to 65. I will modify also the bullet enemy angle of motion according to boss cycle.angle at its 180 and modulate by 360 degrees. And finally, it's okay. I will also copy that, but this time it will be for the boss offense. So it's actually boss shoots and it's for boss offense. And I will also make it a bit quicker. 55 seconds. Hatch, we don't care. And there it's not boss cycle, but of course boss offense. Boss offense. And boss shoot. Right. Those bullets will be faster though, and will have about the same way. Offense, no, but no, boss. Offense and its angle. Right. Here it is. And also, I will set the bullet's animation frame to 1. So it's actually shooting different bullets. And those bullets can very much hit our player. Let's add this add event. Bullet and collision with is overlapping actually with boss. Okay, so remember, as I'm using the boss object, it's only the tiny collision polygon I've set it, right? Only this little area right there. And so when we are overlapping the boss and that the boss is active, I will want to add some score because it's cool. So 10 to score plus bullet dot animation frame. Okay, so you have more score if you are using if you have a better weapon force. It will flash also, because it's always interesting to give some feedback to the player. We can also create a particle object, the play bullet particle action, and set it on bullet.x and bullet.y. We'll also destroy the bullet and actually add a final sound. Which is the boss hits sound. Which is a different sound. Audio play. Boss hits, not looping. Boss hits, and we will have to add it also in the preload. Boss hits, right. I forgot, obviously. Boss subtract from the HP of the boss the current bullet.animation frame plus 1. Right. And same for the score. Okay. When the boss is active, to check for its HP. Not another condition, another sub-event. If the boss HP are less or equal to 0, then I want to start fade of the boss cycle. I want to destroy all bullets enemies at once. Where is it? Destroy. I want to destroy the boss itself. Destroy, right. And destroy the hatches also. Here it is. And on top of that, as a sub-event, on a repeat 25 times, I will create object part dead part, dead particles on the layer action, and the X will actually be random. It will be in an area of the boss.x minus boss.width divided by 2 as minus value, and the bigger value will be boss x plus boss width divided by 2. And actually I can copy paste and only change the y. Change to y. Y and width to height. And height. It is to set the position of end level to the player. So it will be automatically on screen, and automatically we will be going to use the current logic. So yeah, here is 3 levels of a shoot 'em up with a boss fight, and it's kind of manic shooter, so it's spawning a lot of bullets. Here it is. You have your program, and you can also notice that it's only 62 events, which is not a lot, which also means that in the free version of Construct 2, which only allow you to use 100 events, you still have about 40 events left to do whatever you want to build upon this very game. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you another time.